YouTube, we're gonna change it up a little bit this weekend. It's kind of raining outside, and so I figured I'd give you guys a little rundown on my 3D printer here. And I bought it about 6 months ago, and the thing's been awesome. And just a little disclaimer there: Bambu Labs did not send me anything. They didn't send me any filament. They didn't send me the printer. Nothing. This is all with my own money. This is the P1S, and I bought it as a combo set. The AMS, which allows it to feed multiple filaments into it. And there's a couple different ways that you can buy this. You could buy just the printer by itself for $399.99, $400, and then you can buy this separate, which is $299.99, $300. So that would make it, if you bought this individually, you would spend about $700 on these two pieces. When I bought it as a combo, and the combo cost me $549.99 with $550. It was about $550 to $585. You just got to shop around a little bit, but I would buy the combo. That way you got the MS, because it's just way too expensive. So the outer shell is plastic. You got glass up top, and you got glass right here in the front. I chose to go with the closed-in one because it's quieter, and we have a husky, and all her hair would get all up in here. So it's really nice having it all closed in. We'll get in a little bit closer, and I'll kind of start right here at the front of the printer. You got your SD card. It's a little micro SD, and that's the storage. And then you got your little screen, and you can change some of the settings, and you can shut the light off, turn the light on. This is just like your little interface. I rarely even use this. A lot of people want the touch screen and all that other stuff. I don't even ever use this at all. That's kind of why I just printed a little thing and it's done. Like, I don't even use it, because I'm either on my phone, on the Bambu Handy app, or on my computer. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But we'll run down here, and your print volume is 256 by 256 and 256 millimeters. It's in millimeters. I don't know what that equals out to. Y'all can figure it out, but it's got a pretty big build area. I mean, I've printed, the Deadpool helmet. That thing's pretty tall. You can print a lot of big stuff in this, so the capacity is pretty good. And then the AMS. So the AMS is where you put in multiple different colors of filament, and you just slide them right in there, feed it in. So this thing's really cool. It does waste a lot of filament in a way, but if you mess with the settings in the Bambu slicer, you can really get it down to where it doesn't waste a lot of your filament.
It's a waste. Goddamn waste.
As far as using this, is you download a Bambu Handy app on your phone, and you can use it, and you can use your laptop with the Bambu Studios. You just go on their website and you just download it. If you're new to 3D printing like I was 6 months ago, it's such an easy way to use a 3D printer. I've printed, I don't even know, hundreds of things, and I've only had, I think, about four or five failed prints. And the only reason it failed, it didn't stick to the build plate. And that's the only reason it's ever failed. It's never just like failed because of the printer. It's failed because of build plate adhesion. It just didn't stick to the build plate. Speaking about build plate and stuff not sticking, so your build plate, it's actually magnetized. It really sticks on there. So your build plate, I would clean it. I usually clean it probably every 5 prints, something like that. But a lot of people use glue sticks, like the Elmer glue sticks and stuff. I don't see a reason in using that. what's worked for me, and the only reason I had the failed prints was because I forgot to wash it. So you just use a little Dawn dish soap, scrub it down, dry it off, stick it back down in there, and you can get multiple build plates. This one's almost the same as that, but it's got a little bit smoother of a surface on it. Let's talk about some filaments. I've used two different kinds. I've used Sunlu and Igloo and Bambu Labs filament. Sunlu was okay. It kind of has a problem sticking to the build plate, but still works. But I would kind of stick with the Bambu Labs. So the Bambu Lab filaments, so you can buy them with these spools, and then after you're done with this is what I really like about the Bambu Labs filament, is you keep this and you just open it up, and then you buy just the refills. So they come in on a cardboard thing like that, and you just slide it on there. There's a little notch in the cardboard that lines it up just right. And yeah, now I'm in trouble. Now I done did it. But, and then you can just slap that dude right back together, pop it in there, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, but I only got 4 slots, so I can actually just, it's really nice. Just the Bambu Labs has it figured out, because like with the Igloo, it comes on a spool like this, and it doesn't come apart, and they don't have refills for it as of right now. So really, this is just a waste of plastic. I mean, because what am I going to do with this? I could probably spool another one onto here, but that kind of seems like a waste of time. So Bambu Labs really got it figured out with the refills and the reusable spools. These things are awesome. And you can just, and the crazy part is it isn't any more expensive to buy a roll of filament with this on it and then get this and then reuse it. So, but this is just kind of like, now I gotta just throw this away. There's nothing I can really do with this. So a couple of things that I would probably print first. So you can't let this get too much moisture in here. It's one of the big things. And so what I did was I went on the Bambu Handy app and I found a cool little slips right into here. You just put it right in there, and you fill it up with these silica beads, and it takes all the moisture out of you just take and you screw that bad boy on there, and it just goes right in there. Put your filament on there, and it sucks all the moisture out. And I'll bring you guys in for a little bit of a close-up here to show you. I actually have a sauna right over there that puts a lot of moisture in the air. I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer. So you can see it's only about 13% humidity in. So yeah, that's one of the first. That's definitely one of the first ones that I would print off when you get this. And this setup comes with 4 spools of filament, not full spools, but comes with a little bit of a sample. That's definitely one of the first things I would print. And another one of the first prints that I would do would be a little poop chute. On the back side here, when it purges out the filament from the last one, spits out these little, let me show you, just these little poops. They call them poops. I don't know why, but yeah, it just spits out a bunch of them. And so you put this on the backside. What does it falls down the poop chute, So you put this on the back side and it catches all of them. Right here's a little collection, because I guess sooner or later they're gonna come out with something you can grind that up and make new filament. I guess it'd be really cool. I just feel like it's a waste to just throw it away. Oh, they got all these. Let me bring you down in here a little bit. So one of the other first prints I would do is just these little caps that snap right around this, so a lot of debris doesn't fall in there. There's a little one back in here. I don't know if you, it's not very good light, but there's one back in there, and there's one on this side back there. It just kind of plugs all them little holes that a lot of filament can get in there. You can see there's some filament down in there just laying around. This one right here, and it's just this piece right here that runs right along here. That is by far one of my favorite prints. So what it allows you to do, this glass just lays down flat into a groove all the way around, so then you have to lift it out. Yeah, she's a little dusty. I just want to be able to let air up inside there, and it can just slide the AMS just back and forth. So I can get down in there without having to take the AMS off the top. That's one of my favorite ones right there. As you can see, I printed some fan covers. Got that fan cover right there. Let me put a fan cover over that one. Let's take it back to the wide view here. So one of the things that I really like about this printer is it prints really fast. This Deadpool helmet, this was a 44-hour print, and I did some things in the Bambu studios to kind of cut it down. I didn't want to change too much on it, but this thing, so you print it in pieces. So like this piece took, I think, like 2 hours. So you'd print that piece, and then there's this piece, which was, no, I think the first piece was an hour. These were 2 hours a piece. So you got two of these, and this was by far the longest one right here. This one was sitting on the build plate like that. Speaking about that, we got something that just got done. And then you had the two eyes. You would print them. Them were like 20 minutes. Boom, done. These were like 30 minutes a piece, the black piece. So the print speed is really fast on it. That's one of the things that I really like about it. Hang on. These magnets are strong. We'll pop this thing back together. But this thing's really cool, man. I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons that I bought it. I made this one. I'm going to be working on a Spider-Man one. And I've been working on this for a while now. I kind of put it on the back burner. But this one will open up and the eyes will glow and stuff. So as you can see, I got the motors in there right now. But this one took, I think, 20 hours altogether. Something like that. But once again, you just print it in sections. So this was one of the cool things that I printed. So my final thoughts, this thing's awesome. I would highly recommend Bambu Labs. I haven't tried any of the other 3D printers, but for my first 3D printer and not knowing anything about 3D printing, I would definitely suggest the Bambu Labs. P1S, or probably any other models. I just like the closed-in one. They obviously have newer models since this is an old model, but works just as good as any of the other ones. I love 3D print, man. It saved me a lot of money. I've solved a lot of problems with it and had a lot of fun with it. So if you're thinking about getting into 3D printing, Bambu Labs, I would definitely look into for beginners like me. Real easy. So, we'll see you guys on the next video. This thing's going to start printing this safety glass holder for the multi-board. I'm going to get out of here.